Russian forces are advancing in fastest rate since the early days of the invasion of Ukraine, capturing the area half the size of London over the past 1 month, as per reports. Russian news group, citing data from Deep State, said the country's army had captured almost 235 square kilometers in Ukraine over the past 1 week and 600 square kilometers in the past 1 month. The thrust of the advance has been in Donetsk region, with Russian forces pushing towards the town of Pokrovsk in the town of Kharkov. The General Staff of Ukraine's military said in an update on Tuesday that its forces had rebelled 23 Russian attempts to advance along the Kharkov part of the front line. It said 23 attacks were repelled. Military experts say it was a matter of time before the Russian troops take full control of Kharkov. Meanwhile, Russia says it is preparing retaliatory measures. The Russian Defense Ministry cited Ukraine's use of US-produced ATACMS missiles twice over the last 2 days, both strikes targeting Russian forces' position in Kursk region. The first one on the 23rd of November, followed by another strike 2 days after on the 25th of November. The ministry released photos that allegedly show the remains of the long-range missile in the Kursk region. It said it is in control of the situation and the retaliatory measures are being prepared. Meanwhile, the United States said it would continue to surge security resistance to bolster Ukraine's defense against Russia, as U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken raised Russia's deployment of North Korean troops in its war with Ukraine in a meeting of the groups of 7 democracies. He labeled it as a matter of grave concern for the G7.
The relationship between Russia and North Korea is a two-way street. We see what North Korea is doing for Russia in Ukraine right now with the troops. But we also are looking attentively at what Russia is and may be doing for North Korea, including potentially boosting its missile and nuclear capacity.
India's External Affairs Minister Dr. Jaishankar, who was also in Italy to attend the G7 foreign ministers meeting, once again called for restraint, asserting that one is not going to find a solution from the battlefield and at some stage will have to come to the table. The sooner they do it, the better, because the rest of the world is being affected. He also said, he in fact refuted the West's criticism of India's purchase of Russian oil amid ongoing conflict with Ukraine, saying that every part of the world has its own interests. He criticized Europe's selective approach and asked the countries as to why they have not cut their businesses with Russia if it's a matter of principles. Meanwhile, Russia announced a ban on a string of UK's cabinet ministers from entering the country in response to what it called London's Russophobic policies. This is a day after London announced its biggest ever sanction on Moscow's shadow fleet. Among those it was targeting included Chancellor Rachel Reeves, Deputy Prime Minister Angela Rayner, Interior Minister Yvette Cooper, and more than a dozen other senior politicians in the new Labour government. For latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.